YouTube, Kayla here. As you can see, I am not at home. September 9th, or gosh, never mind, March 9th. Sorry, yikes, September. March 9th is the day that I was admitted. I'll tell you guys what happened. So, I had a bump on the top of my head. Still not sure if this correlates to what's going on, but that's where it all started. So I had a knot on the top of my head, and I wasn't feeling good. So I came out my room, and I was pressing where it was hurting, because my head was hurting really bad. And it was like squishy. The knot that was there, which was once like more firm, it was squishy now. And it felt like it was fluid in there, if that makes sense. So basically my head was hurting, and it was when the pain went down like my neck, my left side of my neck, and like the back of my neck, and then down my legs. Mostly on my left side, but down both legs. And I was having pain. We called the ambulance. Then the ambulance came. It was hard for me to walk because of the pain in my legs, but my foot's tightening up. Once we got to the hospital, literally, I was in the stretcher from the ambulance, and I was next to the bed, the hospital bed, in the emergency room. I had a sharp pain in my head and down my neck, and then next thing I know, like, when they told me to scoot over, I couldn't move my legs, and I'm terrified. I'm looking like, and I look at my leg, and I'm like, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? So, that was so scary. So I wasn't able to lift up my leg or move my toes or anything. So fast forward a little bit at the ER. You gave me some pain medicine because I was in a lot of pain, and they were running a bunch of tests. But long story short, I'm always in and out the hospital, whether it's the emergency room, whether it's inpatient, for both psychiatric and pain and like stomach problems. And the doctors in the emergency room, the doctor and the nurses, they didn't believe me. They didn't believe that I was actually having pain. And the reason why I really think so is because the knot on my head that I had felt, it disappeared, bro. Don't know where it went. Still don't know where it went to this day. It's the 13th. So it had disappeared on my head, and the doctors, they weren't taking me serious. I remember at some point they came in, and I was sleeping, and I'm sleeping, and there she was trying to wake me up. She was like, Kayla, and I'm like knocked out, but I hear everything that's going on around me. And my dad's sitting there with me, and he's on the phone with my mom. And then the nurse was like, if you really had a headache, or no, she said, if you really had a migraine, you wouldn't be able to sleep like you're sleeping now. We can't just have you laying around here sleeping at the hospital. My parents went off. My mom was like, you know what, I'm about to come in there. My mom told basically my dad to switch spots with him because I could only have one parent or one person in the room with me, and my mom was in the emergency room, and me in a waiting room. So they switched spots, and then like after my dad snapped a little bit, and my mom snapped too because she was on speakerphone. Then my mom came in, and when the lady came back, she was like extra nice to me all of a sudden. Like from then on, she was nice. Once my mom came in,
Period.
So that happened, and then the doctor came in, and they're like, your test results are showing nothing's wrong, And I I was telling him I can't move my feet, and he was like, try moving your feet. And I'm like, I can't move them. And then he did some tests, or an assessment. He did check my reflexes. They weren't so good in my legs. I mean, they were okay. And then he did this one particular test. This is what I'm trying to get to. He did this one particular test, and it's when they try to see your pain tolerance or something like that. But he had a clamp, and he squeezed my big toe, and he squeezed it, guys. I swear he was squeezing it as hard as he could, because he would stop and then squeeze even tighter because he had to get a better grip.
Oh, Charlie! Ow! Charlie, that really hurt.
That's how hard he was squeezing it. Did I flinch? No. Why? Because I couldn't move my freaking legs, like I was trying to tell them. So, oh my gosh, that still blows me to this day, because I'm sitting there like in pain. He was like, does that hurt? And I'm like, yes. And then he gonna do it again. I'm like, I'm telling you it hurts. And he was like, this is his exact words, guys. He was like, well, if it was psychological, she would have moved her foot, so, I'm like, bro, really? So they were trying to label what was happening was psychological. It was in my head or whatever, and that basically I didn't need to be there, or I needed to be inpatient at Rogers or something. So that's when they started to take me serious. And then there was like, okay, they came back in, and it was like, okay, we need a urine test. And I'm like, okay, I can't pee. I haven't eaten or drunk anything. They're like, we gave you 2 liters of fluid. You should have to pee. And I'm like, I can't pee. Now they're like, oh, she can't pee. We just gave her 2 liters of fluid. Something might actually be wrong. And I'm like, really? So, fast forward, I got admitted into the hospital. The treatment got really much better. Before they were discriminated, I felt discriminated against, honestly. And I didn't feel like I was being taken serious, and I felt like they were like, I'm sitting there in pain, and they prolonged when they were bringing me to my medication, some medication for pain. Like, they took so long, and I get it. They have to do their rounds and everything, but the amount of time that they took between coming to see me, no. Especially in the amount of pain that I was in, and expressing that I was in, yeah, no. It should not have taken them that long. So, fast forward, I got admitted to the hospital. They did a bunch of CT scans. Still wasn't able to move my legs, my feet, or lift my legs. Been in the hospital since the 9th. Today's the 13th. Things have progressively gotten worse. The pain has, today, the 13th, the pain has shot up to my right hip. Here's something. So, I have access to my test results. So something told me to look at my test results. So I decided to look at my test results on my phone, and I see some stuff is like high, and I'm like, this isn't normal. So I go ahead and tell my mom. One particular test was my creatine kinase. It was 245. The normal range was about, I don't know. I'm gonna screenshot. I'm gonna put the screenshot of what my thing was. But it was 245. The normal range was like 70 to 120. Mine was 245. They tested that on the 9th. And then they tested it again yesterday on the 12th. Yes, I know. I know. But, because my mom brought it to the doctor's attention along with some other things that the test results showed odd, but the doctor in the emergency room didn't bring it to our attention, nor did the doctor in inpatient where I am now brought it to our attention, because they didn't think anything of it, because they were too busy doing CT scans and MRIs, because I was complaining of I had something, a knot in my head that like bust, rupture, whatever. So they were trying to find signs of that and my unexplained inability to move my legs. So the doctor took the test again, and because like she asked my mom, she was like, you know, if you want, we could take the test again and see where her level is now with it. So the level comes up to 2,000 and something. And this was done on the 13th. I had a correct date on the side. I don't know if it was the 13th or the 12th. I mean, no. I don't know if it was the 12th or not, but it might have been the 11th. But then the doctor's starting to realize, like, yeah, something's wrong. And then my other test, like my protein in my urine came up high. And it just, a lot of stuff started showing up in my blood work. So that made the doctor realize that, okay, so this pain is real. Well, the doctor here, she knew it was real. She just didn't know what was going on, because all my scans will come back normal. So then we tested it again today. It came back at 4,000 and something. Long story short, the doctor believes is some type of autoimmune disease, as well as or a muscle problem. So yesterday, on the 12th, they gave me prednisone to help with it. So when the test results was 2,000, she gave me prednisone, and she said if it's a muscle problem, then the prednisone should help. Okay, remember when I said I couldn't pee? Yeah, I got a catheter in me now because I can't pee on my own, and I was retaining a lot of fluid, so I had an urge to pee, but I couldn't pee on my own. She gave me a prednisone and said the dosage I was on should work within a day, and if it works, then we can continue the outpatient to see rheumatology to examine what's going on with my legs. But the prednisone should help me be able to start moving my legs and help me be able to go to the bathroom, you know? So, I wake up this morning. I woke up on the 13th, which is today, at 4:30 a.m. I was able to move my legs, guys. I was shook. I was so freaking happy. I was able to lift up my leg, like lift them up, you know, like lift them up. And I was able to wiggle my toes and move my ankles and move my feet. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so pumped. And I told my mom. She's like, oh my God, yeah. And my dad, and, oh my God, yeah. We're like happy because like we thought it was permanent damage or something. We didn't know what was going on. We still don't know what's going on. But so then what did I have? I had PT today to get me up and walking. So we did some exercises. I was able to fly through that assessment, those exercises with flying colors. I did great. Then I sat down and it came back. I couldn't move my feet. I couldn't move my legs. I couldn't move my toes. Nothing. And we didn't know why. Then OT came. I wasn't able to do much with her because I was just so exhausted and was unable to move. Then fast forward from that, my hip started to hurt. I was in excruciating pain, so they had to give me 2 dosages of morphine and then a narcotic just to stop the pain. Just to ease the pain. The pain did not stop. So yeah. Then we're here where I'm at now. Guess what, guys? I'm able to move my feet. Now, how long is this gonna last? Don't know. Why am I able to do it? How am I able to do it? Don't know. But the doctor here wants to transfer. Ooh, my knees. It's hard to bend my knees though. It's really tight. Like my upper, like the pain. Like I mentioned before, the pain went up my right hip, up to my right hip and lower right side of my back. So there's that. But I was the doctor here, she wants to transfer me to Mayo Clinic, and I am going to be documenting this journey with you guys. I should have been documenting it from day one, but you know, I wasn't thinking. Honestly, it was starting to get to me. I was starting to think that it was all in my head as well, just like the doctors were, acting as if it was. So I thought I was just gonna be there for a short time, then suddenly I'll be able to walk and I'll be home, and it was like it never happened. Cause that's happened to me before. I couldn't walk for a few days, like 2 days. Then the next day I was able to walk, and then I was sent home. No explanation to why I wasn't able to walk and was suddenly able to walk. No explanation to it. But it happened again, and this time it's more severe. So, I am going to be going to Mayo Clinic. We're having problems with my insurance right now, so it'll probably be until 72 hours, so I won't be going until like Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday. I won't be able to be transferred, but guys, we're going to find some answers. This water's good. But yeah, we're gonna find some answers, and I'm gonna take y'all with me along this journey because it's gonna be lit. Because we gonna find out what's wrong with Kayla. Cause I've been sick for too many years.
Period.
Yes, years. I said years. But yeah, so that's where we at now. We're gonna be checking my creatine kinase every day to check the levels. And see how it's doing. So far, it's just been going higher and higher. Plus, the doctor has ordered other blood work and is testing other blood work, so that's good. I just came back not too long ago from an x-ray of my hip because they were trying to figure out what was wrong with my hip. And why did they do an x-ray? If it's a muscular problem, possibly, I don't know. But did they do it? Yes. And did anything show up? No, because it ain't no freaking broken bone. So that's where I'm at now. I'm in high spirits though because there's something wrong with me, and like I know I wasn't making anything up, but they were like the doctors from all these years. It was starting to make me believe that I was making this up, which is that's some extreme reverse psychology. But yeah, so that is all. I'll catch you guys a little bit later, and I'm about to chill. I'm about to actually do my hair, so I might do a YouTube video and talk about my history. So yeah, I'm doing a YouTube video inside a blog. I'm doing it big for y'all. I'm doing it big. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Yeah, bye.